Pandas, 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 pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm Bye Money. I'm glad that you guys are here. We just finished the pre-market show. Sorry for the late start. You know, the pre-market show, I like to give priority to them because it's a pre-market show. Go over all my off-stream trades, go over all my account balances, and always have a great time there because people get to ask a little more personal questions. People get to ask a little bit more about, you know, how am I making, you know, so much money on, you know, my prop firms, and they can, you know, ask a little more personal, like, okay, like, you know, so what exact setups are you looking for to enter certain trades? And you know, so sometimes it just takes longer than other times, and especially around right now where it's a withdrawal time from the accounts. The pre-market shows, they're a little more curious. Let's just say a little more curious on what's happening. So but you know, we're in a good place right now, very good place. So sorry for the late start, but pandas, right now it's all about live streaming. That's all I'm worried about right now. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Also, make sure you scalp that like button. Drop a GM in the chat if you can. Good morning, guys. Day trading. Good morning, Bill777. Good morning, Jojo. Good morning. Welcome, guys. No faith required. Good morning. STR. Good morning. Sweet onions. Good morning. Icky. Good morning. I'm having no troubles with Apex whatsoever. Market's about to open. Icky. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Sleepy Joe from Australia. Good morning. Sleepy Joe asks, are you able to watch previous pre-market shows as members? Some of them. Some of them. They last about 2 weeks. Andrew Wade. Good morning. Day trading. I made the profit goal on an eval account. Just need one more day trade. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. Market just opened, pandas. I just put a pull up. That's gone. Good morning. Toadman, good morning. Ted, good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Donald, good morning. Kellyanne, welcome back. Chris Lou, good morning. Trap on the 10,000 tick chart. We're contained in the range on the 10,000 tick. Pandas, look at the daily chart yesterday. What a bar, like a perfect doji. You're talking about $4,000 product, and you're opening and ending on the almost exact same spot. How is that possible? It says uptrend right now, pause, and continuation uptrend, or perhaps small pullback to continuation. But the pause bar here, basically you wait here until you break the low or the high. This is kind of what you're waiting for if you're like trading on the daily chart. You know, this is kind of like what you would typically do, but pause bar just means that it's a pause and market doesn't know what to do yet. Most likely just a pause to continue the uptrend, in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm just a panda. We do have a trap on the 10,000 tick here with this third push up. You can see it's a huge ABC pattern or two-leg pullback. A, B, C, fails against a short, reverses up. Let's see if it continues, but not sure. From the looks of it, it looks like it's coming back down. There's a small gap on the 5-minute chart as well. Actually, trap triggers is overlapping bars here. Cannot make a trade here at the moment, but thinking, yeah, possible new high here. Let me extend this. This could actually be relevant here. Yeah, relevant enough for me right there. Lance Gon says, day 3 on PA count. Never been past 1 day before. Seem much calmer this time. Let's go, baby. Yeah, honestly, like the first time you guys get PA counts, I know it's very nerve-wracking because you're like, well, I'm trading with real money. I can actually keep this money. But to be honest, a lot of you guys are going to bust your first PA counts. But the nice thing is, it's still, you know, it's none of your personal capital. It's much better to bust a PA count than bust your own account, because you lose, like, depending on what account you open, you could potentially have lost like $7,500. Iron asks, how many monitors do I use? I use one monitor, but it's a huge monitor. It's like the G58 or something. I forget what it's called. This is a Galaxy. It's like the Odyssey, Samsung Odyssey. It's a huge monitor. Super curve. Carl Herman said, today is day 1 of PA 5. Let's go, baby. Hey, you think 5 is a lot? Psh, it's nothing. That's nothing. I put a poll up here to see what you guys thought of the short that I made. I spent so much time making that short. It's ridiculous. I tried to make it a little more entertaining for you guys. Right? I tried to, you know, play with the editing, whatnot, these things, but you know, if you guys don't like it, then it's like, you know, I don't want to waste my time and energy making stuff like that. But so I like to know your feedback, and if you guys didn't like it, let me know in the chat. What would you like to see in shorts? Very choppy here, just overlapping bars. Second entry long, but still very choppy, contained within this wedge. Sorry, within this triangle. This triangle here. Failed second entry long. Still bouncing off our trend line here. Let's see what happens. The 5-minute prints a pretty strong bull candle, but there's still a gap on the 5-minute chart. Failed double trap, triple trap here. Looks like triple trap. Just very tricky. You know, this is why you do not trade when you see candles starting to look like this. I know sometimes I miss big moves because I don't trade when the candles look like this, but the reason why is because it can do exactly this. You know, a lot of you guys say like I'm the master of patience because I can do a whole trading session without putting one trade in. And sometimes you can only take what the market gives you, and this is like 3 traps in a row right here. And I'm just sitting on my paws. I'm just sitting on my paws. Getting closer and closer to the apex of this triangle. I think it's going to break to the upside, if anything. That's my feeling here, but I have no idea.
10,000 tick trap.
Lance Gone asks, you're supposed to have 2 rhythmic charts up now. Do you just reduce them to the taskbar? I don't have... Actually, I only use 1 rhythmic session. I know Apex recommends to use 2, but that's their recommendation. You can actually just use 1. And yeah, you have to use the one that like actually connects to rhythmic. The second login actually doesn't connect to rhythmic. It's actually local to your computer. So it's kind of like, it's just like, I guess just for you if you want to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do the double login still. I kind of personally don't see the point. So we had this triangle here, and we kind of broke down this triangle. And most breakouts fail. Breakouts fail. So this can come right back up into our trading range. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. I'm just sitting on my pause. Notice the 5-minute chart, pandas. There is a gap from the
10,000 tick trap.
Open to the close. $10,000 tick chart looks choppy as well. Notice the trap is still good actually, because we haven't broke this pivot low. But we're hitting our heads in this big trading range on 10,000 tick chart that we've been here since yesterday.
$10,000 tick trap.
Coming back into the trading range here, this blue box. I'm kind of just unsure. It looks just way too choppy for me. And so I'm just letting this go. Honestly, I don't know. Previous day's close right here. I don't know. I feel like the 5-minute may try to fill the gap, but I'm just unsure, pandas. When it looks like this, usually I just sit on my pause because it's a limit order market. Quicker you can recognize it's a limit order market, the better it is for you. And I think I can safely say this is a limit order market for the time being. Okay, big push down. It looks like it may try to fill the gap on the 5-minute. It might just come back to the bottom of the trading range. 2000 tick chart also showing trading range as well. The 5-minute, you can see there's a gap here. It may try to fill it. It might try to break the previous day's low as well on the 5-minute. Here, as we know, the previous day's low is a little further down on 2000 tick chart. Trap trade on the 10,000 tick chart. Actually, very nice trap trade at the top of the trading range, and it could be a break of trend to new high and top of the trading range reversal. Actually decent setup to go short if you're trading the 10,000 tick chart. But the 10,000 tick chart is giving us direction on the 2,000 tick chart, making us feel like we can go short somewhere here. You might want a second entry short ABC off the 20 EMA. So this is why I have the 10,000 tick chart up. And unfortunately, well, I'm not getting my setup, so goodbye. Almost filled the gap on the 5-minute chart. Killian looks like she got hit, unfortunately. You know, the thing is like, you're probably right in terms of your overall premise. Like, it probably will go long. But, you know, the timing is difficult when it's choppy like this. All right. Am I looking for a bounce off the 20 MA? Am I looking for a second entry short here, pandas? A, B, C, maybe a lower high second entry short. Give me a 1 in the chat if you would take a second entry short here, the one I drew. If you would take this setup, if this setup happens, would you take it? Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 2 if you'd skip it. Give me a 3 if you would take the trap trade to the other side. Basically, you would take this trade instead. Trap trade. If we get this setup here, something along these lines, would you take this trade? Give me a 1 if you take it. Okay, we're getting it. Lower high. It doesn't quite get to 20 EMA, but it's a lower high second entry short here. Coming down to a clear area, which is the previous, or which is the bottom trade. Ooh, strong push up. All right. Still underneath the 20 EMA. Still looking good. Let's see if we get a decent signal bar to go short here. Currently, this is the signal bars. Huge risk. Can't do that. Going to take it with a retracement if we do get it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It has to be deep retracement. It has to be this far if I'm even considering taking this trade. Jeez, it's a huge retracement, unfortunately. I don't think I'm going to get a retracement this deep. Yeah, unfortunately. Some people ran it early and tried to enter short right there. I'm still waiting for the setup. And this is why you wait. This is why you wait. This is why you don't front run. You have to wait for the bars to actually finish here. You just got stopped out if you went short right there. Boy, oh boy, it's a huge risk here. This makes it very difficult, actually. Terrible signal bar now, right? This is your signal bar. Let's see if we get a better signal bar here. Still looking for a second entry short, possibly. It's a decent signal bar. I would consider this, but that is not a decent signal bar. That looks terrible. So no longer interested in this trade. In fact, we're coming back into this blue box, meaning that we can come back to the top of the blue box. I would almost take a trap trade here at this point, but we're not getting any setups anyways. Break a trend to new low. Coming back into a blue box with a higher low second entry long. Sorry, a trap trade. Fail second entry short. Darn, darn, darn. It's getting choppy now. Limit order coming back to a limit order market. You can tell because of these bars. When they're overlapping like this actually indicates a limit order market. The reason being is because the only way candles can look like this is that if there's a limit order at the top of this bar, right? There's a limit order at the top of this bar which pushes back down. Limit order at the bottom of this bar pushes it back up. Right? This is not, you don't make price action like this using stop orders. This price action only happens with limit orders, which means that you just sit on your pause, pandas, because our setup requires a stop order.
10,000 tick trap.
So I'm just watching this go. It ends up being a second entry short. Amazing. Looks crazy ugly. A, B, C. Second entry short does scalp you out, but I mean, I just don't know. That's wild. That's really wild. Really wild right there. Notice on the 5-minute, there's unfinished business. We need to fill this gap. We need to come back to the previous day's close. There's a gap here currently that I think we want to fill, but who knows? And that's the 5-minute chart. The reason why there's a gap on the 5-minute chart and not on the 2000 tick is because the 5-minute chart I only chart the regular trading hours. And so that's from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. And so any price action that happens before or after that is not counted for. But because of that, there's these gaps that are created on the 5-minute that you don't see on the 2000 tick. And that's kind of why I like to have them, just in case. But it will pretty much coincide with coming back to the bottom of this trading range on the 2000 tick chart. It's around the same area as filling the gap for the 5-minute. Pretty much the same spot. Darn. I don't know what to do here, pandas. It just looks very, very choppy for me. Like when the market opens and looks like this, to me, that just means it's very choppy. Could be trading range day today. Wayne Bicknell, welcome. STR, I'm trading with Apex every single day here, and I have no problems. And it looks like we come down to fill this gap here on the 5-minute. Also come back to the bottom of trading range on the... That's a second entry short, but look how ugly that is. That is not what you're looking for when you're talking about second shorts. We fill the gap on the 5-minute right here. And also 10,000 tick chart. We may come back to the bottom of the trading range on 10,000 tick. It just looks very choppy. Quite a strong push down now. What do you guys think about Facebook? I'm just saying Zuck just rhymes with another word that I think is how he feels at the moment right now. And man, whoo. I'm just seeing Yahoo all over again. I'm seeing AOL all over again. It's just being flashbacks of these kind of like stocks that people thought were invincible, and it is just getting absolutely. I'm just seeing another MySpace. It's just, wow, just wow. Metaverse will never take off. That is not something that is mainstream. That will never be mainstream. Not never, but it's not it. It's not the time. What a push down here. Absolutely incredible push down. Meta or Facebook went down like 20% in one day after earnings yesterday, after hours. It's just sick. Sick. Absolutely sick. Woo! I mean, we're coming back. We're gonna about to break the previous day's low here, and it's looking like it's making a beeline straight to it. Notice pandas on the daily chart. That just means a pullback here on this uptrend. I don't know. Maybe it can be a fourth push up. Maybe a two-legged pullback. A, B, C to go long. Who knows? 10,000 tick hitting the bottom of the range, about to break the previous day's low. We already do it on the 5-minute. Break the previous day's low here. I'm in no trades right now. I mean, my only setup I guess was here, but that looks ugly. I'm not taking that. We're seriously making a beeline straight to the previous day's close or low. Just pretty even across the board in terms of the short here. I don't know. Tell me what you want. What do you want? What do you want? What am I looking for here, pandas? Am I looking for a second entry short? Are you guys looking for a second entry short? Give me a 1 in chat if you'll take the setup that I just drew up. A second entry short, possibly back to the 20 MA. Give me a 1 in chat if you take it. Give me a 2 if you'd skip it. Give me a 3 if you take the trap trade. You can't take this trap because it's too far away from the 20 MA. But some people may take it thinking we're so close to a magnet here. You know, they'll scale in. They'll take this trade. They'll scale in again at the 20 MA. If it goes too far above the 20 MA, then, you know, there's too much pain. They're out. But to them, they're thinking, I don't want to miss this move down. It seems pretty obvious. I'm just going to go short here. I don't care. But for us, we're going to be good pandas here and wait for our setup. At least for a second entry short, yeah. Let's see if we get a second pullback here. This is the first entry, looking for a second pullback. Looking for a second entry short in this area. Oof. I mean, I don't know. I'm waiting for my pullback. Inside bar on the 10,000 tick chart showing that we're in breakout mode. 10,000 tick chart, super teeny bar here. If we break the low here, it's obviously breakout to the bottom, to the downside here. Second entry, finally. Second pullback happening, which gives us all the criteria for a second entry short. Unfortunately, this is like really far away from 20 MA. Really far away from 20 MA. I typically don't take this, but I'm like kind of eager to go short here. If I stick to the rules very closely, I wouldn't take this short. Boy, oh boy. How confusing is that? It actually creates a second entry short here. I'm going to take this. If we break here, I'm going to take it. Main reason being is because it'll be inside bar OI pattern on the 10,000 tick chart, and this will break to the downside. This would most likely trigger the OI pattern on the 10,000 tick. So I'm going to take this trade. We have an obvious target here. The OI pattern triggering on the 10,000 tick. Let's go, baby. No! Let's go, baby. And when you start hearing those beeps of death, you got to make sure on the trade copier that you're out of your positions. Those beeps of death are, I hate that sound. But you gotta just double check. So I took that second entry short essentially, and also on the 10,000 tick chart, it was the inside bar break, OI pattern breakout mode. And if we break beneath here, it kind of had confluence there, so I took that trade. Typically, I really wouldn't take that because it's so far away from 20 MA, but I felt okay there. 1,000 counts, yeah, almost 1,000 that time, right? And we had a clear magnet here, the previous day's low, which, I mean, we're so close to it, it's going to probably test it, in my opinion. But maybe not. Maybe it'll just do a full-blown reversal here, and we'll never come back here or even get close. Patrick R says, hey, baby, you used to scalp for 1 point, but now you scalp for 2. The reason being because the risk is so large on these candles. The risk is so large on the candles. I switched from 1 to 2 because it's just too much risk per, like, you're basically risking like sometimes like 5 points to gain 1 point, or sometimes you're risking like, you know, more than 4 points basically for 1 point. And to me, I'm just like, this is too much risk for 1 point. Like, you know, if you lose, it's just too hard to regain. But if you're doing 2 points, then if you lose 1 trade, you can gain it back in 2 trades. You know, so it's just a lot more reasonable. Man, I caught the bottom of there, huh? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Skin on my teeth, but second entry short regardless. Second entry short, trap trade, Pikachu trade, and wow, I nailed that perfectly. Just amazing. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but I also brought my trade to break even +1 to take the risk off when I saw we got near here, just in case it was gonna reverse violently. So I was protecting myself in that trade pretty well. If you rewind it, you can see that I took my risk off, essentially bringing my stop loss to my entry point. And for me, I like to do +1 because save on commissions. And so for me, if you don't do +1 on your break even, to me it seems a little sketchy, to be honest, because you lose so much money on commissions if you don't come out +1. But it is what it is. I'm just like, I don't understand why you lose so much on commissions for that 1 tick. I get it too, I guess. It's like you want to potentially keep the trade and you think that 1 tick could save you. Sometimes I've been saved by 1 tick. Like you know, if I had moved my stop loss 1 tick, then, you know, I would have. But those chances, those things, scenarios are so rare. Wellfree says, Panda, where does that alarm come from indicating some of the counts may not have filled? I think it's because of the trade copy. It's not really that it hasn't been filled. It's just like not synced well. I'm not sure how to really describe it, but it's something to do with the trade copier. Navo says, I guess that 1 tick could be valuable. I feel like the ES is super efficient, so if you come in with a limit and leave runner at break even, it could be worth it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, ES is probably the most efficient market in the world. Not sure what's happening now.
10,000 tick trap.
10,000 tick trap. Are we gonna push down? Are we gonna actually test this low here?
10,000 tick trap.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I mean, it can be inside bar on a daily. We can just get really close. We can reverse all the way back up, just creating an inside bar. But we're so close to the low. I feel like kind of like might as well just test it, in my opinion. But I don't know. Salvatore says, ever thought about trading the NQ more setups? I've thought about it, yeah. I've traded like one time and I kind of got scared. It's just because I'm so used to like, you know, the ES movements. Like when I saw the NQ movement, I was like, oh my gosh, like I got scalp, like you can scalp out 2 points. Like it's not, you don't even scalp out 2 points, you scalp like 100 points. It's crazy. Maybe I'll try to move over to NQ sometime, but I don't know. I really like the emini. I've been working on the emini, and you know it's working for me, and so kind of like stick to one thing until you master it, and then maybe switch over to other things once you really feel like you master something. But also, in my opinion, if you feel like you master something, then what's the point of moving on to something else? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's trap trade here, but I don't know if I like it. I just don't know what's happening here. It is a trap trade, but it looks so ugly. Like all this price action here doesn't give me confidence. Doesn't exude confidence to me that the bulls are really in control here or the bears are really in control. It just seems very choppy, and we might turn to a trading range. I do not know, but the trap does trigger with the outside bar reversal. It might trigger here with another push up. I'm just skipping it though because I just don't know. I really just don't know here. This could be a really big swing trade. You know, if you take this, it might go all the way back up to the previous day's high. It could be a really big swing trade here. I'm going to miss it, though, if it is. So, I'm hoping it's not, because I feel like, you know, I missed out on something big. But, yeah. I just don't feel like the market's really confident in terms of what it's doing here, so I don't know. Big push up. You could have scalped out already on that trap to the long side. I'm looking for gaps here. There is a perfect touch retest of this gap. Can this be a really strong push up? I don't know. If you had a runner, you'd be in a runner still. Darn, did I miss like a really big move? Potentially, yeah. I don't know. What a move up. Good swing trade if you're taking a swing trade here. Actually, beautiful swing trade if you're going to take it. We do miss the previous day's low by 1 point. I don't know. It's usually like when you're that close, like on a daily chart, when you're that close, typically you just trigger it. But it looks like the market says, no, we're just going to reverse like a raging bull here. And this is just like, darn, I missed this. Man. It's okay. You know, I'm just scalping here, so even if it's a big move like this, it's not like I'm having a runner right now. But if you had a runner, this would be a very nice trade. Very nice trade. What a move up. Absolutely incredible. Like, you're always in long. You're just buying whatever you can at this point. Buying, buying, buying. I mean, I'm looking for a two-legged pullback. Exactly. Anthony has it right. I'm looking for a second entry long now at this point. Feeling pretty confident this is a true reversal, right? If you're looking for a reversal, this is what you want to see. This is like almost like no question. We're reversing here. So you're thinking uptrend now. And you're thinking second entry long of some sort. Give me a 1 in the chat if a second entry long happens at the 20 EMA with a good signal bar, if you would take it or not. 1, you would take it. 2, if you skip it. 3, if you trap it. I don't think this is an accurate channel here. This move is parabolic. It's a breakout. It's a breakout move. Super strong bull bar ending on its high on the 10,000 tick chart. You're thinking follow through. Look at the 10,000 tick chart. The trading range is still here. We might come back to the top of it. I caught the bottom, man. I really caught the bottom here. Top of the trading range on the 5-minute chart. 2,000 tick chart. Yeah. So for me, I'm just like battling. Like, should I just enter the first entries here? It's just such a strong move up. I just want to catch some of this momentum here. But we'll be a good little panda today, and we'll wait for our second entry long. So now the counts reset, the legs reset here, because we just broke the previous pivot high. And this is what we're doing now. We're waiting for our second entry long. I actually bought some I bought some calls on Shop yesterday before earnings, or at the end of yesterday, thinking that we're gonna trap. Basically, it's a failed second entry short on Shop, and I'm basically taking that and took it as, you know, a setup on the daily chart, and it's paying off pretty well right now. The calls on Shop. See, second entry longs happen, or second entries or two-legged pullbacks happen in any time frame. Almost in any commodity, as long as it has high volume. Second entry long here. It's far away from 20 MA. Ah, man. So far away from 20 MA, unfortunately. It's a second entry long, though. Such a strong move up. You're thinking, you know, you want to take whatever you can, any setup at this point, to go long. But if you're patient, you would wait for the second entry long to happen at the 20 MA at least. If I had a trend line that like was, you know, that matched somehow, but maybe the trend line, maybe this is my trend line. It's very, oh, second entry long does trigger there. It's far away from 20 MA. I mean, I could take it with a small risk in this point with the retracement. Darn, I don't know. It's so steep. I wish it came back to a key area. I mean, this trend line, technically, I guess I could use this trend line. Ends up giving you a nice, perfect scalp at least. Coming back to 240 SMA. Darn, that's a second entry long, but it is like far away from 20 MA. And man, I might have missed the opportunity there. This could be a strong push up here. A very strong push up. Strong bull bars ending on their high on the 5-minute chart. Strong bull bar ending on its high on the 5-minute chart. You're thinking follow through. Strong bull bar ending on its high on the 10,000 tick. You're thinking follow through. Strong bull bar, but strong bear bar. We might come back to the 20 MA. Actually, now. It gives you a perfect scalp, so actually you're sweating because you just got stopped out. If you took that long, oof. Thoughts and prayers to you. You can consider this a second entry long, but only it's not a technical second entry long though. I might take it on the higher time frame. Breaking beneath the 20 MA. What a massive move up, but look at this. Bouncing up to 240. Incredible. If you guys didn't like the short that I created, let me know what you guys would like. You know, what's some content that you guys would really like when it comes to shorts? I'm trying to get into the, I'm trying to break into the shorts arena. High or low, second entry long. I'll be interested. Break a trend to new low off the 20 MA here. I may be interested on a higher low second entry long, but this is a first entry here. I can't take it. I would need some setup here. Higher low, something. Something, come on. Gotta give me something here for me to enter long. Give me a higher low and I'll be happy. Darn it! No entry. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye entry. Bye bye. Gosh. So frustrating. It's like when you get the premise right, but you just don't have the setup that you want. Just being extra patient today. It's a second entry long, actually, on the 10,000 tick chart, coming back to the top of the trading range. And notice that it's just coming back to the top of the trading range, so who knows what can happen here. For me, I feel like, when you miss the bottom like this and you're reversing, you can just continue upwards here. And like I mentioned, man, if you went long here, this could be a massive reversal, and it is. And you could have a runner throughout this entire thing. And I think, absolutely incredible move. I missed that swing for sure. That's a swing trade. For me, I just couldn't enter because we were so close to previous day's close. I thought we would have another move down just to trigger something here. And I was not expecting a move like this, But, you can take your shots at those big reversals, major trend reversals. And this is the reward you get, a huge reward. Yeah, man, that's for real. If you guys didn't like the short, you guys cannot hurt my feelings. Like, for me, it's all an experiment for me. So, I want to provide content that you guys want. So if you guys, give me suggestions in terms of what you guys want, then I think, that would be, that would be beneficial for everyone. So you really cannot hurt my feelings. So when it comes to, especially when I ask for feedback. So if you didn't like the short, like if you're voting like 1 to 3, like you really just didn't like it, then just at least let me know what you would want or what you didn't like about it. Yeah, I mean, Richard's saying you can't predict it, but this was a perfect setup for a trap trade. This is a major trend reversal coming off of support here, and I would disagree. I think you could have predicted that. I was predicting it, but I just thought that we could possibly make another low here, and so I missed this big trade. But yeah, I don't think it was unpredictable. I think it's possible. If you rewind it, I mentioned this could be a huge swing trade if you're willing to take that trade. Q asks, I just watched your short. How many days of trading was that? That was just last week's trades. All my shorts are basically based off the previous week's trades. So it might seem like crazy that like when I compile all my wins, it seems like I'm winning a lot. But to be honest, it's just a compilation of it's basically all the trades I took on stream. Ooh, we're getting something going on here. All right. So, yeah, I don't know if that was worth it. I'm thinking back if I would have taken that. I mean, it started getting really choppy here with doji bars. Darn. I guess sometimes you gotta take this risk because this is just kind of rare. Rare to reverse that strongly. Will Curtis says, I feel like shorts are used to get new people to your channel. Actually, that's kind of true. But I think more than that, if I could provide something that, you know, even the people who are longtime viewers would want, I think that could work of bringing new people in or whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as it's it's quality, that's all. That's what's most important. Salvatore says, the thing about shorts is if you don't post them pretty much daily, they won't have any reach. That's just a fact I learned myself. Wow. Wow, daily. That's a lot. Mixel says, love to see a track record. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can do something with you guys. You know, on the mainstream. So the pre-market show, we have like already like, you know, we go over all my off-stream trades, we go over all my account balances, and so kind of the track record is there when, you know, for the pre-market show. But I think, you know, maybe I'll do some sort of challenge, short-term challenge of some sort with, you know, passing a 50K account, you know, 150K account, 300K, I don't know, passing these kind of Apex accounts with you guys. I'll probably trade way more aggressive if I did that though. I'm trading very conservative because this is all real money, and so like I'm trading very conservatively because like I'm trading with actual money. And so for me, it's like you know, and when you have as many accounts as I have, like whatever trade you take, you just have to be very sure whatever trade you take, because it's, you know, if it basically trickles down to all your accounts. And so, but for me, I mean, I trade this like agnostic to how many accounts I have. I can have one account versus 20 accounts. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just trading this one account as I would. But the problem is that I still want to trade as best as I can. And so, but when it comes to evals, I'm almost reckless in them. You know, I'm almost reckless in them. Like, for instance, like if I saw that this would be a potential huge reversal, I could trade like, you know, 10 contracts on a trade like this just to pass the eval. And, you know, that's kind of like what I would do to try to pass eval. Just, I trade way more aggressive, just super aggressively. And the main reason being is because you can reset evals. You cannot reset PA counts. If you can reset PA counts, then, you know, I would probably do the same thing. But you can't, so. Which makes sense, right, for Apex as a company. They don't want you to be able to continue to lose all their money, so. That's a nice thing about the eval accounts. You can trade more aggressive. I don't know, it might bring a certain new flavor to, you know, for you guys. And possible trap trade 10,000 tick chart. We have this 3 here. So fail second entry short. A, B, C, fail second entry short to go long. So maybe I'll do a challenge with you guys live.
10,000 tick trap.
Lance Gone says, are you in a live account or a P account? I'm in P accounts only. For me, it's like, what's the point of trading live accounts, you know, when you can risk someone else's money? It's a second entry long. I kind of want this. I want a retracement here. Do I want? No. Ah, the second entry long. I didn't even realize that. It's outside bar reversal. The thing is, it triggers a trap on the 10,000 tick chart as well, and already makes, darn, already scalps out for you. The problem is on 10,000 tick chart, we're also top of the trading range, so we can come back into this trading range if we have a trading range day today, or if it's just a full-blown reversal, then. Richard Hall says, you're technically still risking your money. A PA account is good for saving up to have your own account, in my opinion. I agree with that. I mean, technically you are risking money that you've earned, but you're not going into your own personal capital. And this was the context of the question is, do I trade a live account? And I don't. So the context is really asking, like, am I using my own personal capital? And so, to me, why would I use my own personal capital when I have all the capital I need when it comes to Apex? So like if I lose the money in Apex, I'm not losing any personal capital. So, Richard, I do agree with you, but that was not the context of the question. But yeah, I agree. Technically, you are losing money, your money that you earned in PA accounts, technically. Actually, let me redo this poll. Let me make a more interesting poll. I think this is a more meaningful poll. Sorry, let me put this poll back up. Because I could say a lot of people say no because they're still working on evals, but this is a little more it's a little more informative, let's say. But I agree with Richard Hall. Like sooner or later, like the 10%, cut that Apex takes is, sooner or later, especially if you can just pull out after the fourth withdrawal, you can pull out maximum. You can pull out as much money as you want. And if you're at a place where you can pull out all the money, so you can just trade it without Apex, taking a cut, then it's kind of like, yeah, like why not do that? Why not do that? So eventually, but for me, I'm okay with trading within the ecosystem of with Apex at the moment. I'm okay with that. I think until I get to a point where I can pull out significant amount of money where I would be able to trade like a huge account for myself, maybe I'll have to pull out like, I don't know. I haven't thought that through. So the thing about the Apex, the 10% is they only take it out once you pull out the money. So it's like when you pull out the money, then they take the 10% cut. So you kind of like, you don't really want to affect your account balances too much. But for me, like I'm in a place where I just continually just withdraw money every month just for myself. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's hurting me. We'll see. I mean, we're above the 20 MA here. I I don't think we're out of the woods yet in terms of this being a big trading range, a big old trading range. We have a huge move up, which gives us maybe confidence that we can actually reverse very strongly and get back to the top to break the previous day's high. But at the same time, if you look to the left of the chart, we're still within this trading range actually. So this is a little tricky here, but you know, this increases the probability that we have a breakout because it's such a strong move up. But you can't completely disregard the fact that we could possibly just be trading near the previous day's close and keep going in and out of it. I don't know. Hard to say at this point.
10,000 tick trap.
Second entry long. Do I want this? Pandas, will you take the second entry long? Give me a 1 in the chat if you would. Give me a 2 if you skip it. Give me a 3 if you take the reversal. It's getting a little flat here, and it's honestly a little scary. It's not like a super strong uptrend at this point. And you kind of have the spike in channel type situation. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How would they know? How would they know? They'll never know. I don't know. This is tough. Second entry long off the 20 EMA here. I need one of those like the X-Files song, like the X-File like kind of like music with like the calculations going through my head. Like the hindsight thing. I need a meme for that. For moments like this. I'm gonna take this. I'm not very confident in this trade. I really am not. The signal bar is not the best. Darn. I just feel like I can't take this trade. I'm too scared. It can easily do something crazy here, but I don't know. I'm so scared. I think because of this spike in channel, I feel like it can crash back down here. And it kind of worries me. But we are off the 20 EMA, also off our trend line here with the spike in channel. And also pretty close to this trend line here going up. So you have a couple things going for you. It looks like it's going up here. Strong bull bar ending near its high. And you're still trapped in city. You're still in trap city. Still in trap city here. Comes and retests perfectly where you entered. Oof. Which is a good sign, right? Maybe not. You're still in trap city. I'm glad I didn't enter this trade because you're in trap city here and it's not looking pretty for you. I may enter maybe a higher low, another attempt up. Oof. Oof. If you break this low, you got stopped out, and thoughts and prayers to you. Thoughts and prayers to anyone in this trade right now. I think I'm going to enter here on another attempt up. It's looking juicy.
10,000 tick trap.
It's looking juicy for me. Come back. No! 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 It just doesn't fill me, Pandas. It doesn't fill me. Oh gosh. I'm feeling the heat. I'm tilted. I'm tilted because I cannot get into these trades. So frustrating. The movement, how fast that moved. And I had to change my order to a limit order. And I tried to come in and I couldn't get in. Darn. Pandas. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, spiking channel, back to the top of the channel on the spiking channel. Oh, gosh. I've missed this is like the third time that's happened to me where I'm just kind of trying to come with a small retracement. Doesn't fill me, it just blasts off without me. Super frustrating. Hmm. It's just like it just this bar formed so quickly and it ended on its high, and it triggered second entry long so quick. Like I had to change my order to a limit order, and I tried to just come in, and it just didn't. It didn't give me that one tick retracement. I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it. It's crazy. What's super annoying is that if I do a stop limit order and the order is past my order already, like by yeah, I hate that. You basically have to cancel the trade on every single account, and it gives you like a million error messages. I hate that. So making another second entry long here. I don't think I can take this one. Just a little overdone here at this point. And many attempts, right, coming top. It is a second entry long though, coming off our trend line. Second entry long. Signal bar is not large, but it doesn't look pretty. Huh. Interesting. Oh, Iron Cruise with the 187 bomb. So let me see. So like I mentioned, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I say Apex gives you life-changing money, I really mean it. Like you guys don't know how much money I'm really making. The pandas who are like actually part of this, the pre-market show know how much money I'm making, but when I say it's life-changing money, I really mean it's life-changing money. It's money that I personally would never be able to make doing anything else, in my opinion. I mean, maybe if I created like maybe my own business somehow, but the amount of money that I'm making with trading with Apex is, in my opinion, it is the only reason why I talk about it, I recommend it, is because I personally use it, and and pandas see it. Pandas see me doing it like before their eyes, and they, like the pandas, if anything, are part of the most, I guess, fired up or encouraged or the most gung ho about this because they see it happening, and it's like it's incredible. And that's only due to Apex because, I've done this many times, but it's like if you have, 5 or 4 accounts on Apex and you have a trade copier, you can trade that account and make basically $100 a day. And at the end of the year, you'll make 6 figures. Because the way the math works is there's 250 trading days in a year. And so 250 times 4, which is the amount of accounts you have, is equals 1,000. And then you take that and multiply that by the average you make per day, and that's how much you can make at the end of the year. So if you make $100 a day, you make $100,000 a year. Let's just ramp that up, and that's just with 4 accounts. And I honestly think all of you guys can have 4 accounts. I honestly think that if you guys try hard enough, you guys can get 4 P accounts. I'm pretty certain of that. But when it comes to Apex, you can have, let's say you have 10 accounts, then your multiplier is 2,500, and so that means you can make $100 per day on one account, like what I just did right now. And at the end of the year, you will end up with $250,000, $250,000. What does that mean per month? Per month, you're making about $20,000 a month, and that's I don't know how many of you guys make $20,000 a month, but I think that to me is pretty significant. Lance Gone asks, are you making over $10,000 per month? That is a question I think is reserved for the pandas only. They know how much money I'm pulling out per month, and I don't know. With their permission, I may post, how much I'm pulling out, but at the same time, I don't mind not telling anyone else about the pandas because that's kind of why they are pandas, so they can know that kind of information. But I'm just saying it's life-changing money. It's life-changing money. And the best part is right now there is a 50% off code, but historically around holiday times, Apex does give discounts to up to 80%. So if you want to go with that pattern, then I would say make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification, because the moment there is a discount code available, yours truly will post it for you guys, and you guys will know the moment it is available. And so make sure you guys hit that bell notification, so if there is a discount, you guys will be the first to know. So the nice thing about Apex is that you're a contractor, so you can actually charge expenses on any evals or any fees that you pay. That's all expenses that you can just tax deduct. Especially if you're LLC, I would highly recommend opening LLC if you're going to do Apex and trade through, or basically trade through the LLC. Highly recommend that. The tax benefits are incredible, way better than personal. Yuri Zani says, how come you haven't quit your job? For me, I kind of made a deal with myself. There's a lot of prerequisites before I quit my full-time job. One thing is I have to make a significant amount of money above my full-time job in order for me to even consider it. And secondly is I'm in a place where I'm kind of doing both, so I don't mind it. It's just I can just focus more, I guess, I could just focus a little bit more, but in my opinion, it's like I can kind of do them both at the same time. So for me, I just don't mind it, but there may be a time where I want to solely focus just on trading. And to me, it would have to be at least double my salary, my full-time job. And I'm software related, so it's like the salaries for software it's not that low. So to double my salary would take a lot. And so I think, in my opinion, it is, I would need to first have saved, I would say 2 to 3 years worth of my yearly salary to consider going full time, because there are bills you need to pay. There are, there's a family you need to take care of. And if you are going to trade, it is not the most reliable income. You can still make mistakes. And you may not make as much money some months as other months, and so it's just really depends. So it's just like, how do you you gotta have enough saved so you can basically have a large buffer. And so the question for me, so I understand the question. The question is, if you're making so much money, then how come you are not a full-time trader? You're kind of trying to either illegitimize my trading, or really just wondering what's happening. But truthfully, that just because I'm not a full-time trader doesn't mean anything in terms of my actual trading. It's because for me, I personally would need to feel, I am pulling out money, good amounts of money with Apex, but at the same time, it's like I would have to be in a place where I would have to. I just feel like I need to do it a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? A little bit longer. I would say I need at least solid. For me, I started about 2.5 years ago, and I think personally, it's like, I think personally, I am kind of, I don't know if you ever asked any trader this, but for me, profitability is happening kind of right now. I've been profitable before, but now it's kind of like I'm showing certain signs of profitability that I've never seen before, and to me, it's just like I am like, after the 2.5 year mark is where I feel like people can start becoming profitable. I would say probably take 3 years to feel very comfortable. But so what I'm saying is that I need to kind of prove myself a little bit longer, in my opinion. No cap, so just being real with you guys. I think you just I have to personally, if I were to do full-time trading, and for anyone, I would recommend, like, if you haven't proven yourself at least for 1 year profitability, I think it's not really a question if you should do it yet. I just don't think you have gone through enough market cycles to know. And so for me, it's like, I think after 3 years or 3.5 years, if I see, for me, myself was, I might be spilling some beans here, but for me, I would personally, I told myself, if this year, if I can't make $100,000 in trading, then I may take a break. But for me, I've already like surpassed the 100K mark, and so I am like in a place where I feel like, okay, trading is actually a place where I feel like potentially there is some huge amount of ability here to actually do this full time. But for me, I made like kind of markers for myself in my trading journey, and it's like, if I can't, within my 3 years, if I can't come to a point where I can make 100K, then I feel like I need to take a break or reconsider. And so I'm just taking it slow. I have the thing about trading is you can do it for a lifetime. It doesn't really require, I mean, maybe the mental acuity, you might need it, but physically, it's not very physically demanding, if anything. So it's something that you can do even at an old age. So it's like I kind of have my whole life to really, become a trader. So that's how I'm seeing it. So like certain days, and that's very helpful on certain days where like you have like maybe a negative $1,000 day, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world and all these. But if you think about the lifetime of trading, it's like a negative $1,000 day is tuition, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm thinking you guys are asking some questions here, but yeah. So for me, like, I had these kind of like milestones I'm trying to hit for myself before I become full-time trader, and in all realness and rawness, like I'm making good progress, but I don't think I'm there yet. I'm just not there yet. Richard Harris, can I take you guys all to Disneyland? Maybe one day. Maybe I can rent out Disneyland for all my pandas. What are your big plans? Do you have an end game with the money you're earning? I do. Dividends. I know it sounds crazy, but my ultimate plan is probably get about 5 million and put it in dividends that are yielding 7% or higher. And so what does that mean? 5 million. Maybe not even 5 million. You might maybe need 3 million, but if 5 million at 7% is per year, right? Wow, I mean, that's more money than I need. It's 350K per year with a 7% dividend. So at the end, I'm kind of like, I'm already starting to build my dividend portfolio. And so the futures is kind of to get the big capital for myself, but ultimately is to end up becoming completely passive income. That's the big plan. Couple real estate, buy a couple houses, I think maybe I can get away with even 3 million. I don't know. What's 7% of 3 million? Right, 210,000. I would probably want 250,000. So whatever 7% was, it 350? Yeah, 350, right? 3,500,000 times 0.07. That's close. Yeah, around $3,500,000. Let's just round it up to 4 million. Like, that is kind of like the end goal, if it's ever possible. But you know, with a 7% dividend, and some companies give more than a 7% dividend, but you know, that's what I'm looking for. And the thing is, some of these pandas have been with me from the beginning, like the very beginning. So they've seen my struggles, they've seen my ups and downs, and you know, and yeah. So that's the big plan. Completely passive income. Falcon, can you write off taxes as business? Not taxes. You can write off expenses. You're a contractor essentially, so whatever money you spend towards your contracting is can be expensed. This is a second entry short. ABC. I'm not really interested, but it is a downtrend currently, and it might give you a scalp here. Come back to the bottom of the trading range as well. You're still in Trap City, and you might get out of it. But I'm enjoying this conversation right now, so I'm just kind of yeah, I'm vibing with you guys. So Richard Harris, Panda, do you feel safe with your job with the economic storm brewing? I do feel pretty secure, but who really knows? Only God knows, and God willing, I can, you know, keep this job. But also at the same time, it's nice that even if I lose my job, hopefully my skill set can transfer to other jobs, or at least I can maybe really consider full-time trading, because yeah, I might not have any other choice. RGS as, do I work for Meta? I don't. And good thing I don't. Emmanuel asks, are you frugal, Panda, or do you like sweet things in life? I live a pretty modest life. I mean, at the end, I am still like, not saying that you can't enjoy life, but I am a Christian, so I give away a lot of money. I like, you know, there's a lot of things that I feel like money is not at the end. Money is just a vehicle, right? It's just a medium, and it's not something that I personally just, you know, it's not about the money really, you know. But because of that, I don't like, you know, I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I'm a pretty modest lifestyle, and I feel like the more you have, the more you can give type mindset. How much is your Lego collection? It's a lot. Probably about, yeah, I mean, relatively a lot for a Lego collection. It's about 3,000-4,000 probably at this point. Richard Hall says it's very smart of you thinking of that way. Love your channel and your mindset. Takes a couple years to at least be profitable. Appreciate it. Panda, do you have the new Transformer Lego? I actually do. It's amazing. Al Brooks is 102 years old. It sounds like he can die at any moment. And I'm just like, I'm scared. It'd be really sad if we lose Al Brooks. But he's smart because he's like training people to be like him, like the next Al Brooks. And he's kind of like, you know, kind of already setting the path for that, to continue his legacy. You know, it's smart. Shawarma asks, I'm 49, is it too late to start? Nope, definitely not. As long as you're willing to learn, it's never really too late to start. It's not a thing. Maybe if you're 100 years old, maybe a little too late, but yeah. MF says, do you think it's possible scalping with huge size in ES? I do, but only if your capital can handle it. Is Mac 83 years old? I have no idea. Richard Harris, Panda, if we were roommates, could you display your Lego collection with my Pokemon collection? Maybe. I don't actually build any of my Legos. I just have them in boxes. So there's just be a bunch of boxes next to your Pokemon. Yeah, so I don't mess with this right now. This is all pure nasty price action. So imagine if you went short here, you actually got stopped out by one tick and it actually finally filled your scalp. And then that reverses and that reverses. And now it's reversing again. It's just very choppy sitting on my paws. Chris says, do you feel safe with a dividend strategy with inflation higher than most dividends? BTC has a huge potential to replace the bond market. I really don't think BTC is going to replace bond market. Maybe like functionally, but the government will never do that. And do I feel safe with the dividend strategy with inflation? Yes, because I also buy gold, and so I have, I have gold to protect myself from hyperinflation, but for the most part, that's just like a Armageddon scenario, in my opinion. The gold basically doesn't make you rich; it just stops you from becoming poor. I think that's a good way to put it. So, I mean, gold could make you rich, but I'm not, it's pretty like, yeah. Jojo asks, "Are you done trading?" I'm not done trading, but right now this is just completely choppy here. Yeah, Northern Turtle says this combo is kind of like pre-market show. Yeah, so this is what I talk about in the pre-market show, just my plans, my grand plans, my ideals, and but they get to kind of actually see the numbers, and they actually see me, they see the good times and the bad times, and so they see me, get hit, and they see me recover, and it's kind of like they're just more closely intimate. Other than Al Brooks, who else do you like when it comes to this type of strategy? I mean, Al Brooks is king. I always mention Mac from Price Action Trading System. Even though I haven't mentioned him as much, I really don't like the way he does his chart reviews. I really don't like it, and yeah, unfortunately, because of that, I don't really recommend him anymore. Respect him, but I just can't do that. Thomas Wade, great. I mean, he's giving out free material. And I feel like he's doing what Mac should be doing, which is like the reason why I feel like Mac is hurting himself, because what the content that Thomas Wade's putting out, I feel like, is what Mac could have done a long time ago, especially if he listened. If you ever heard me, I would say, like, I've always talked about it. I have nothing against Mac, but I just feel like his content can be infinitely better if he just made some changes. It might be a lot more work for him, and maybe that's why he doesn't want to do it. And maybe he doesn't even need to do it because he makes so much money doing other things. But it's just like, yeah. Lee A says maybe gold could help if it's the Wild West, I guess. Nah, I mean, at the end, it's about assets. It's not even about the gold. It's about assets, like houses, land, assets. When it comes to hyperinflation, right, things that actually have value actually become valuable. Hope that makes sense, right? Things that don't really depend on money to give you value is still valuable. I guess gold is not super valuable. Nah, it is valuable. I just think anywhere in the world, people would want to desire gold. Chris says gold can't move through. Oh, is this like a Bitcoin debate? I'm not saying Bitcoin is useless. I mean, Bitcoin's fine too, but I think yeah, would I have gold over Bitcoin in a hyperinflation environment? I would choose gold, in my opinion, because it's an actual physical asset. Bitcoin is a digital asset, which has its own allure. I understand why Bitcoin is valuable to some people, basically because it's a decentralized, digital asset or currency, whatever you want to call it. And there is value to that, but in my opinion, I think gold in itself can at the very least be used for something like jewelry or something like that, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like a huge debater against Bitcoin because I've had bought Bitcoin and I swing trade Bitcoin sometimes, but other than that, like, yeah, to me Bitcoin is yeah, you can get gold grills, exactly. Gold is used in like a lot of instruments like electronics because of its properties. This is completely choppy mess, and I'm not trading anything in here until we break out of this chop. I would say the significant thing here is you saw a second entry short here, A, B, C. And why wouldn't you take this short? Because this ends up trapping you out. So what would have prevented you from taking this short? Now we can see it's choppy, but up to this point, would we have known that it was choppy? That's a tricky one, to be honest. This is a short that I think is very tricky because you can see that we're obviously in a downtrend. And I mean, you can maybe see this as a break of trend to new low, so preventing you to go short here. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing, to be honest. I don't know. What would prevent you to have skipped this short here? We're having a strong push down now, though. What would have prevented you from going short here? And basically start to enter the chop after this basically trapped you out. It's a good question. It's a second entry short. H4 setup. Possible reversal. You can't take this trap because underneath the 20 MA, but I guess it could be the breaker trend to new low here that would have stopped you from entering. The signal bar is also bad as well. James Crow says, what is the max amount of contracts on the ES you think you could trade? Again, it depends on capital. For me, the general rule of thumb is one contract per $10,000. I would say, for me, one contract per $5,000 to $10,000. And the math is all because of math. It's all because of math. Most people say you should risk no more than 2 to 3% or 4% on any trade. For me, I think 2% makes sense, but for me, I like to take that to 4%, especially when it comes to futures. And let's just say you have one contract, you typically risk about $200 per trade when it comes to one emini, and 2%. That means that's $10,000, right? $200 is 2% of $10,000. But if you have $5,000, then $200 is actually 4%. And so I don't mind risking the 4% there with the trade with 5K. So trap trade here. Yeah, unsure what's happening here. Pandas, I think with that being said, I mean, without getting noticed per se, 50, 100, not sure. Yeah, so it just depends on your capital. So if you have 100K, then you can trade up to 10 contracts pretty comfortably, I think. So Pandas, with that being said, I'll see you guys bright and early. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification icon. Wink, wink, right? Because we are approaching some holidays, and so make sure you guys hit. So if there is any type of news, if there is an 80% off code, I will just say, hit that bell notification icon so you'll know right away. You guys will be the first to know. Pandas, with that being said, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. 9:15 for the mainstream. And have an amazing day. As always, happy trading and God bless. Bye.